Mr. Chair, just as a follow-up, I know that this is not agendized for action, but I do think it'd be helpful for the board to support you in that request. And so I'd request that at our next meeting that you bring it back for sponsorship, which means that, you know, the board will, the district will use its lobbying firm and other assets. Matt Reed from my staff, who used to work at Breathe and lobbied on their behalf, has been doing a ton of work on this, and I'd like to thank him too. This is a work in progress, and I think we don't want to be caught unprepared again, and I think there's a lot of learning that's already happened, but this bill is an opportunity to formalize that, and I think your leadership, Dr. Ayala, the work of Assemblymember McCarty, the work of the county, the work of the rest of the region, SACOG as well, will be critical to making sure that we're ready for when it happens again, because it is going to happen again.
Thank you, Board Member Hanson. Board Member Cerna.
Thank you. So I think you've answered part of my my question, which was, you know, what is the involvement to date, and what's the expected involvement of not just Sacramento County's public health officer, but you mentioned that this is a regional pilot. So is there already a convening of whether it be the 6 or perhaps a larger group of the public health officers of the surrounding counties? That's the first question. And then has there been any outreach directly to their association and also to CSAC?
So we are continuing to, as Director Hanson said, this is work in progress, and now that the bill is out there, CAPCOA and other districts are looking at this. Invariably and ultimately, it's going to be a district decision whether they, you know, this is ready for them or not. In our mind, we are working on something that can be applicable to our district. And to the extent that there are good lessons that we learn, we're going to share. We are actually, you know, we're not reinventing any of the wheels that are already existing. And we're borrowing a lot from some really good work already from other districts, because we're not the first ones to face this issue. The connection to the health officers is very important, and that's why working closely with Dr. Kasiri has been so helpful for us, because she provides that linkage. And frankly, you know, I mean, let's just put it out there. This is not about authority. We're not changing the current structure. What we are changing is closing the gap for some information gathering, for some access, for some of the parameters that have to deal with, you know, at what point the levels get so bad that you need to take action. So all we want to do is bring a little bit of order to that. And because, again, it wasn't fun, and we were trying to do our best, but we know we can do better, and I think that's what this is about. And CSAC, we haven't directly outreached to them, but as part of the process, we're going to be working on all of that. And again, I do want to acknowledge your staff, Director Hanson. Matt has been really great, just kind of getting us organized on this.
Thank you very much, Dr. Ayala. And with, you know, I don't want to debate the merits of the bill since it's not an agendized item here, but I do, and it is moving through the process. So one recommendation I'd like to do is, much like our jurisdictions do, in the fall, the staff prepare a more of a platform. As we know, the legislative process can move really quickly, immediately, and both on the budget side and the policy side, bills and laws can change, and also budget numbers can change. So I think what would be helpful is we may have to take an action on this in the next meeting or so, but that we start planning for the next legislative cycle and even preparing for the budget cycle, to have a platform that meets our current principles, so that our staff can engage and our contract folks can engage appropriately as the calendar goes.
I very much welcome, and thank you for that opportunity. I'll go one step further and even put out there that perhaps with your direction, maybe what makes sense is to also create a legislative subcommittee of the board, just so that we can get that interaction and direction, because as you've gathered, I mean, there are a lot of things that are important out there that we are going to be part of. We're going to be active in the discussion and kind of getting the things that we need for the region. And maybe what does make sense is just a subcommittee of the board that is a legislative subcommittee, so that we can actually proactively plan, not react to what's already on the floor, but actually start thinking, you know, what comes next year. So thank you for that direction. We'll definitely bring it back.
Great. Thank you very much.
That concludes the APCO report. Thank you.
Great, thank you. We are at 10 o'clock, but we still have a public comment, and we have one member of the public signed up to speak. Is that correct?
Yes, we do.
Okay.
I have.
Are there any questions of our pollution control officer before we move on to public comment? None? Okay, thank you. One member of the public signed up to speak.
So I have Mr. Frederick Gale, Jr. who would like to give public comment on an item that is not on the agenda?
Frederick Gale, 7336 Harlong Way, North Highlands. My intention was to talk about, I was here previously, that there was some monitoring devices you had, and I suggested maybe I could put one in my yard, but there was never a follow up on that. But I would like to deviate a bit from the great discussion we've had on the trip to China. My question is, has anybody ever been to China, Hong Kong, or any of the Providence there, and see the pollution tremendous there? And I also like to think of, I was born September 22nd, 1931, and a lot of things that happened since then. World War I, the fight in China, Africa, Ethiopia, and what have you. And I remember a guy from Italy, and him and his wife came to the University of Chicago and developed something. I hope you get a chance to read it. But back, I like to follow up on, in my street is kind of bucolic, but, there's a Martian yard there now, and I would like to see that. If you get a chance to visit that, but that generated a lot of thought, this conversation here, but I don't have the 2 minutes to do that. But it's interesting, we even had electric cars way back. And, and we, Rancho Seco, don't forget that one. Thank you very much.
Thank you for your time. Appreciate that. Okay, that concludes public comment. Next item on the agenda is board ideas and comments. Any board ideas or comments? Any announcements from the clerk?
No.
No announcements. So with that, we're going to adjourn at 10:04 a.m. Thank you, everyone, for your time.